Man, hello everybody. Let me go ahead and pull up my channel here. I need to see if I'm broadcasting. And we'll check it. There we go. Okay, I am. Really? We're going to talk about something here while I play this game. Because if I don't take this aggression out on something like this, I'm going to be a little fucking pissed. And yeah, I swore. Sorry. Okay. So, I'm catching my breath and I'm taking a deep breath so that I don't say everything that I'm thinking. I get off work today and I took a nap. I wake up and the first thing I see on YouTube this evening is a Carl Jobst video about Jirard Khalil, the completionist, saying that his charity is lying to people. That's fucked up, right? That's messed up. Totally messed up. And it would be one thing if this were a charity, I don't know, like the Ronald McDonald House, or they're giving money to Make-A-Wish. I mean, even though that's really dirty, but no, they decided to essentially use the cause of Alzheimer's and dementia charities, or dementia, to raise money for a charity that has, since 2014, given nothing to charity. Now, why does Commander Dan give a shit about Jirard Khalil's business or this drama? I normally don't care about drama. In fact, I don't give a shit about much of anything other than our hobby, which is collecting retro games, playing video games, and illustrating books. That's what I care about. Honestly, I'm too old to give a shit about YouTube drama. But this, well, my wife, of now 16 years, her grandmother and great-grandmother died of dementia, of Alzheimer's, during this time that Jirard Dildo Rider Khalil completely fucked people with Alzheimer's, all in the name of getting money for themselves. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about how I think that happened. Okay? Because I've known shitbags in my life. I've known scumbags. Your Commander Dan is a space pirate for a reason. I've known them for a long time. Okay? I worked in two specific jobs. One where I got out before the shitstorm happened from all the hog shit. Okay? I got out of it. I couldn't handle it. I knew something was up, and so I left. The second one, I didn't get out until I ended up in county on a civil court thing. So, more fool I am. But the kinds of tricks that the Khalil family, and by the way, oh shit, I'm going to put a link in the description of this video. The Khalil family, his brother, his dad, his sisters, once his mom died and he had a cause, well, it seems like that's all he needed to start gaining money off of that cause. All you had to be was not completely callous to the idea of using your mother's name to steal money legally. And by the way, their blockade is perfectly legal. Yeah, it's legal, but it's not ethical. And it's not fucking right. It's not. I know no one's going to see this video. You know, I don't have much of a fucking following. I don't have people follow my channel. I don't have people watch my shit. But you know what? I've been nice about all this shit. I've been nice on my channel. I've been stopping with the fucking news that I find to be fucking incredible. And I just don't say it. You know? Because I come off like this fucking guy. When I get mad. I come off like a real scumbag. But I'm not a fucking scumbag. 475 subscribers. That can't be right. Anyway, Um, so let me go ahead and break this down for you, okay? I'll break down first my experience, what happened in my life to give you the idea that you'll understand how I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm going to say a name that will mean nothing to people under the age of 30, probably even 40. His name is Brad Richdale. He had an infomercial called The Secrets to Making Money Now. He grabbed a second-rate football player, Fran Tarkenton, who was also on a show called That's Incredible, and he had him host an infomercial that would teach people the secrets to making quick money. So long as they're willing to put in the effort, they can make money. Sure, if I handed you a handful of soybeans and told you that you could be a soybean mogul in America, but all you have to do is put in the work, yeah, you'd be working your day job for the rest of your fucking life, grabbing more and more plants, and then finding out that it's not as easy as all that. That any fortune takes work. Jirard Khalil has found a way around that. And let's just talk about Brad Richdale for a second. Brad Richdale for a long time was working these turnkey business operations, which was not exactly a pyramid scheme because you weren't selling businesses to people to sell the businesses to other people. Though that was part of the thing that you could do, it wasn't advised because Brad knows how to do that better than anyone. And even in the book, it's really funny. He goes, you don't want to do this because Brad's already done it. You want to do something else. Taking advantage of it was basically direct marketing, advertising, using direct marketing and advertising to build your business, whatever that might be, up. Problem was, people who got the secrets to making money now didn't quite understand they needed to have a business to use these techniques with. And they sure as hell didn't. All right? So, Brad was in business with who I imagine to be pretty shady characters. And let me just say what I mean by that. Pretty shady characters from the Northeast, specifically New York and New Jersey. You understand? So when we met those folks at their once a year Christmas party, which I did, I always wondered why people get involved with situations like this. And the second they sense, oh, this could be me getting totally boned, why don't they leave? I did. I left. Right after the Christmas party that January, I left. Now, they were shut down months after that. There was an SEC investigation, I believe, and fraud, and probably RICO was probably coming down the pipeline for this racketeering bullshit that they were involved in on besides this secrets to making money now shit that they were doing. So I jumped ship well before that. Second, I worked with a local businessman, I won't name names, who I had a garnishment to my wages, and he kept stating that he was paying my taxes, garnishing my wages. For 3 years, he didn't do either. So I was 3 years behind in a garnishment to the government. So, yeah, I went to jail to sit for a judge who could have held me in contempt. I wasn't, by the way, when he found out what was going on, understood, and I got that all paid off. But here's the deal. I know when somebody's a shitbag because I know the techniques they use. And the justification for this was, and I swear to God, when I saw Carl Jobst's video, which I'll also link down below, when I saw his video, when I couldn't believe that Jirard Khalil had the fucking balls to get on the phone and go, well, when I heard this was going on, I took care of it. He didn't. That was a lie. And his brother goes, just because you might think something we're doing is unethical doesn't make it illegal. Yeah, fuck you, all right? You know that? Fuck you guys. Because, again, there are 2 less people in the world because you motherfuckers kept on to that money, okay? There's just vitriol in my brain that I want to break this down for all of you. Just so you can know, this is all conjecture on my part, okay? Them being shitbags seems self-evident. But this is the scam as I see it. And when I say scam, it's not illegal. They said so. It's perfectly legal. But here's what they're perfectly legally doing and how they decided to make money in perpetuity off of your goodwill and the deaths of my family. Number one, from 2014 until 2017, I think, 2018, they were making money without having an actual, or until 2014. So whenever they started doing this in 2014, which is off the books, so they could say they were doing anything. We were hiring chimpanzees to go solve AIDS in the Congo as part of this hopefully cure for Alzheimer's. Bullshit. They weren't doing that. We know that for sure because nobody's got a record of them donating a fucking cent to anyone. Now, what you'll need to know first is why they went legit, which I'm guessing here, but it's not hard to figure this shit out. When you think, if I don't think I'm dealing with the completionist, the guy who makes really nice videos and seems like a sweet dude and seems for all like the nicest guy in the world, which you have to be when you're running a fucking scheme like this. If you're the front of this scheme, you have to be that guy. You know, you want to talk to Jirard's brother. I guarantee you'll sniff bullshit the second you talk to this guy. But anyway, so Jirard and his brother, his mom tragically passes away from dementia. My heart goes out to him and his family because losing a person that way is the most punishing, grueling way to lose a person ever. It's the saddest, most crippling feeling because you can't fix it. There's nothing to fix it. Would you accept any cure that was offered? Probably. And if people are raising money for it, especially in your time of grief, which I imagine lots of fucking people, for their stupid fucking charity, reach into their pockets for money they didn't have to chase down a research for a cure that wasn't coming. And all you had to be, Jirard, is willing to not give a fuck about the sick and the dying. God damn, dude. So here's what happens. Here's how they're making their money. And by the way, this timeline is kind of fucked up when you consider certain facts about Jirard and his little channel. Okay? Jirard starts this charity. They don't report any, I believe they're off the books, so we don't know what happened until 2014. 2014, they pulled in about $100,000 and wrote off about $12,000 in expenses. By the way, that's in the first band of the tax bracket. So you're going to get a little tax bite off of that. And if you claim that that was for expenses and wages, sure. It's the way that evangelists and TV fucking preachers get to have a parsonage and it ends up being a goddamn mansion with an airfield. You know? Well, my church is so big that I need to have a jet to not fly around with the demons. Okay, Jirard, fine. But the scam is not that money. That 11 grand, that's a pittance. And what's coming off of that, what's being done with that money is making it look good. It's a small amount that no one would be offended by. Well, all I ever took out of the fund was 12 grand. And that's not even a normal human paycheck for a year. The majority of my money comes from YouTube. I guarantee you these are the arguments going to be made. And they'll all be truthful, but not legit. They're fucking kayfabe. They're fucking fugazi as fuck. Okay? What was happening here was they were building up an account. So the first year, they get $100,000. Second year, $100,000. Only $98,000, which was not given to fucking a person, and the $12,000 was given to themselves. The only charity I see here is fucking the Khalil family. Okay? So every year, 100 grand, 100 grand, 100 grand. By year 8 of this, all right? And if I'm counting, 3 years in, Greg leaves the channel. Greg can't handle it. Greg's like, I gotta go. Well, why are you leaving, Greg? I don't want to talk about it. Ever. Sounds like pleading the fucking fifth, doesn't it? I don't want to talk about it. Ever. Jirard says we're best friends? Okay, yeah, we're best friends the way he says it. What he didn't need was a company now, the Khalil Family Incorporated, and their fucking slush fund. And I'll tell you how they got that. It's pretty fucking clever, if not ethical. But it is legal. All right? So, Greg probably, this is what I'm imagining happened. From 2014 to 2017, this is all off the book, so Greg doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And then in 2017, they file, and he sees the books, and he's like, we didn't give any of this money to charity? No. and 12,000 went to what's our expenses? They're not running a fucking server. They didn't have to pay for a fucking more than what? Probably a good internet connection for the time they ran their telethon. So what's one day of fucking cable connection plus electricity, space? I don't know. They're maybe $1,000 in this small channel doing a fucking telethon. Twitch lets you do that kind of shit for free. They'll help you set it up. So I imagine Greg saw it and knew immediately where the bear shit and the buckwheat. He's like, oh, fuck. Well, when this blows up, and it's gonna, his name would be worth fucking nothing. And Jirard, piece of shit that he is, decided to erase every fucking piece of him on the fucking channel. Because Greg says, you're not going to redistribute any of my videos, take them down. Which was smart. He doesn't want to be affiliated with this shit. I don't blame him. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You want your name to be hitched to that fucking star that's now going straight into the toilet? Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Again, I wouldn't be talking about this, except it really fucking affects me personally. So Jirard and his family, apparently, his mom dies and they go, okay, maybe first year, they're like, okay, let's start this shit. They pull in more money than they probably expected. Well, they can peel off the top whatever they want. Well, they can't. They can pull off each of them, and let's say that they're just going to skim a little, right? Skim a little bit of them charity funds. Okay? They're just going to skim a little bit. They just want to take a little taste off the top. Let's say $2,000 a person. No, let's say less than that. Let's say $1,000 a person, just a little bonus, a gift for being good. That's $12,000 off the top. Maybe it was more. Maybe it was less. We don't know because there are no records of that. So I'm going to say they took a little bit and realized that they would be able to take more if this were an actual 501c. Because, by the way, you put any amount in your bank, you got to report it after about $3,000. Know how I know that? I'm a freelancer and a professional illustrator. Half of my earnings per year, I try to make come to right to the fucking decimal point, $2,999.99 if I can do it. If I can, that's what I do. So I don't have to pay fucking taxes on that money. Here's where we go. How do I know these guys are shitbags? Because I'm a tax avoiding shitbag, apparently, if you want to consider it that. But this is the same argument they're going to come at you with, only the only person I'm defrauding is me. I actually have expenses, and I only made so much in a year. I'm knowledgeable of the laws, and I take advantage of them. However, what I don't do is I do work for that money. And I don't take advantage of anybody for the money that I bring in. I don't steal from anyone, and I don't convince them to give me money for something I'm never going to produce, which in this case is money for a charity. And in this case, the tragedy of this is at the end, but let's talk about the beginnings of this. So Greg probably hears about this and goes, fuck this, I can't do it. All right, well then you're out. Plus he wasn't gonna get a cut. So why the hell stick around, help making a show that each year the real goal of that show is to grab $100,000 off the public and fart out content every week where your main goal is to play a video game all the way through. Now, this is me hating. I'm jealous as shit. I wish that were my life. I wish it were. But not how they got there. I mean, good on you. But did you notice that when Greg left, the production values over there at fucking The Completionist got way better? And not incrementally, like months. Each month in, their intros got better, their fucking music, their video editing, all of it, through the fucking roof. And slowly over time, he does New Game Plus to erase that Greg was ever there. Now, the only people making money off this charity are Khalil and his family. So Jirard, when they finally go legit and they have a 501c, a couple things you have to know about that. Interest payments into, like, interest from a savings account is not capital gains in a 501c. So the account they use to deposit all their their charitable donations into, all that money gets poured into a savings account, which every year creates an interest rate addition to that account. And if they ask for that interest money each month, your monthly interest to go into another account, which by the way will generate interest, and because it's a 501c can't be audited or tracked or has no fucking hands on it, you're never going to know how much money that is. You can only kind of guess at it. But this is where the money's going. This is why they're doing this. And this is why, by the way, the tragedy of this is going to be, for 8 years, they make $100,000. Or for even just for 6 years, right? 2014 to 2017's 3 years off the books. We don't know what they made there. Probably most of their earnings, because we don't know who got what. What we do know is that in 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, that's 5 years. So we'll say in 2017, maybe they were actually legit in 2017. Or no, it was legit in 2014, right? 2017 is when Greg left. So from 2014 to today, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. That's $800,000 they've taken in. Well, they would have if they made that amount every year, right? But what they have is $600,000, which is very key. We don't know, I guess, where the first 2 years went because they claim zero. We're not allowed to look into charities like this. So I do know one thing, though. At $600,000, if you had $600,000 in the bank, over time, as you're gaining money on this, you're gaining interest. So if I give you $1 1 year for interest, and you put that dollar into an account, and you get another amount that gives you $2 next year, that's $3 in that account, generating interest on that. Then you go $4 the next year, that's $4 into your other account. You see how it's exponentially growing? Year 4, 6, year 7, 8. You know what I mean? And then all of that money the whole time is gathering interest. A slush fund, off the books, tax fucking free. Jirard's show gets better and better. I watch Jirard on fucking videos with people I respect buying arcades like they're nothing, like they're water, on a YouTuber salary when his subscriber count wasn't Game Grumps. It was about the same as like maybe Kid Icarus or Continue Show. And yeah, because I'm a fan of these people, I know a lot of their shit. And so here I am thinking about it. I'm like, oh, so if they started with just legitimately saving the money, they don't have to take a thing. First 4 years is $400,000. 2 years into that, by now they'd have $1 million just in interest deposited into that slush fund account from the account they're not paying anything out of. And all you have to do is hold on to the money to scrape off the skimmings into that account. That's the scam, I think. The scam is the interest. It's just like with WADA. WADA wasn't about the big heist was going to happen, and that was it. That heist has occurred. The ongoing heist is WADA grading games, making you think that at the end of that gaming grading rainbow is a fucking $1 million like Super Mario sale, where that is not happening because it was fugazi from the beginning by the same guy who fucked coins, who fucked cards, and who fucked comic books. So, Jirard, if you had chosen anything else, feline leukemia, orphans in some war-torn country that only 3 people know about, but breast enlargements for strippers, if you chose any other fucking charity to steal from, I would not care. But as it stands, what I want to do now is play fucking Robocop, because I wish I were a cop that was made out of a goddamn robot. Oh, it may be ethical, but it's not illegal. Is it? Is it? So, yeah, Jirard Dildo Rider Khalil, you completely fucked the Alzheimer's fucking charities. You completely fucked the dementia charities, and you have no fucking shame because you used your mom's fucking name to do it, which I don't imagine is such a big fucking deal to you. And by the way, I don't give a fuck about your feelings anymore. I don't care, because it's clear that if your mother's memory were so important to you, you wouldn't have let anything like this happen at all to her name, to her memory. What you would have done is the second you found out about this, which you claim was this year or last year or some shit. Yeah, but here's the tragedy. Like I said, the tragedy is they've got that money already. So now whatever big fucking glad-handing $600,000 donation they make, it's going to erase all the PR. We're all going to, well, not me. I fucking won't forget. No, I'm gonna be wishing nothing but bad things to happen to these fucking people for the rest of my short fucking life, I guess. But the fact of the matter is this, okay? They're gonna make that fucking donation to clear up any unethical fucking questions. Well, we did. We look at that. The American Alzheimer's Association. We gave them XYZ. We gave them all the money out of the account. What do you want us to do? After a disbursement of $12,000 and probably a couple disbursements of $49,999.99, right at the edge of where you have to report it to the fucking IRS. So we won't know if they did or not. We'll just have to ask, I guess, who receives the fucking charity money. By the way, we can't ask about their donors either. So this slush fund was doing something else, and let's just say anything. We wouldn't know. You can't audit it and you can't ask about it. It's not illegal. It may sound illegal, but it may just be unethical, not illegal. God damn, man. God damn you, and God damn your family. I hope for your sake that you don't get afflicted by any of the shit you've stolen from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be fucking tragic, wouldn't it? But the tragedy is they're going to get away with this. They already have. Like, they're getting away with it right now. They're probably going, oh, well, they don't have any fucking shame. That's what we're relying on here, is personal shame, and they don't have that. Fucking a sense of ethics? Clearly they don't have that. Sometimes 80s justice seems better to me, you know? You have the right to remain silent. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. See, what I did there wasn't illegal. It may seem unethical, but it wasn't illegal. See, like shooting that guy in the dick. Yeah, that was unethical, but it was not illegal. But yeah, had they not stolen from fucking things that got my family killed, you know? And had, you know... And here's the thing, the smarmy bullshit. It's like, yeah, I'm like, oh, wow. So Jirard's basically nice, right? And has been doing this because he feels that, what, he has a right to do it because his mom died? Well, my mom died, so I'm taking all the money. Something good will come out of this tragedy. What? Me being a fucking millionaire? Seems like that was their fucking... Damn, I can't shoot that guy for shit. So that's the scam. They create an account, drop off the interest into another account that can't be traced or taxed, and they skim it. And that's where their money's coming from. Gee, their show gets better when they get all this fucking money. I'm not surprised. The rich get richer and the poor get fucking Alzheimer's. Fucking dicks. Yeah, so. What's really good, though, is that Carl Jobst and Some Ordinary Gamer caught this shit. Just looking. So they're like, this is weird. Let's take a look. And what they found was what you'd expect. And what's shitty is the parasocial shit where we believe in a guy like Jirard, because he was open about his mom dying from from dementia, which was sad. He had a tearful video about it. Not just sad, but tragic. The real tragedy is that, as tragic as that seems, and as tragic as it is, there was no value in the mother who died's name. None. Other than a prop to set up and steal people's money from. And by the way, it is theft. Like, you're stealing their goodwill and then never doing anything with the money. So, yeah, what we were relying on is human shame and decency. Seems like that's not a problem for them. You know, it may not seem decent, but it's perfectly legal, and it's true. Like that, there is no lie in what they're saying. It is perfectly legal to defraud people in this way. Just the same way as they'd have been telling people that Jesus is going to bring them snacks at their fucking 50th retirement party, so long as they keep giving them 10% of their money and tithing to the church, right? They tell them that fucking story, then they get to keep what's called a parsonage. Oh, hooray! And they get to live in a fucking mansion, fly jets around, fucking have a YouTube channel with the greatest fucking production quality since television shows back in the old days of cable. Fucking fuck these guys, man. And it's stealing, guys. I'm sorry that you're unethical bastards and you don't understand that. Whatever the fuck you've been taught in your life. Bowling for psychos. So, yeah, the fact that Stephanie's grandmother and great-grandmother died from this shit has me hot over them stealing from people like, you don't understand. If you never had a family member have dementia or Alzheimer's, you probably can't imagine what it's like to every day see them get worse and worse, not remember your face, not remember things, and just call people by the wrong name, think people are the wrong person. You know, and a person you knew as like strong and fucking a person becomes nothing in front of your eyes and goes away like a flickering fucking candle. Would you give money to somebody who said, we're going to give money to the charity that supports and looks for a cure for this devastating disease? Eventually. We're going to hold on to the money until we can create a slush fund big enough so that our family doesn't have to work again. Because that's the bigger fucking disaster, is that Jirard Khalil and his shitbag family will ever have to work for money again in their fucking lives. What we're doing may seem unethical. This is the fucking quote. What we're doing may seem unethical, but it's not illegal. And Jirard is a decent dude, or seems like one, right? He says to Carl Jobst, on their phone call, and some ordinary gamer on their phone call, here's the fucking classic. I found out about this last year, and when I found out about it, I said, well, there won't be nothing done. This is not cool. It's not kosher with me, buddy. You better stop it. Like the owner of the Cafe American in fucking Casablanca. I am shocked that there's any kind of illegality going on in my fucking den of illegality. It's the first I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna have a fucking an A+ fucking committee formed to find out where this was all this fucking theft was happening. And I bet that committee's gonna be made up with everyone with the last name Khalil. No fucking doubt. Not a doubt in my mind. Now, nothing I've said, by the way, is nothing but quotes from them. This is not me saying this. This is quoting them. What we've done may seem unethical, but it is not illegal. If that's your measure of what is fucking decent as a human, fuck y'all. Fuck all of y'all. Your whole family's a bunch of fucking shitbag con artists. And when Greg quit, I should have known. Greg seemed like a decent dude too. But he wouldn't talk about why y'all weren't friends no more. And everyone's wondering, why? This, I imagine, is fucking why. Throw you in the wall and shoot you in the ass. In case you're just joining us, this is me saying, fucking, this drama involves me because I have family members who died during the time they were stealing this money from people. You know what? Theft is a bold claim. While they were convincing people to give them money they were never intending to give to charity legally. And they don't have to legally. They don't have to do it. But they're going to, by the way. Here's the funny thing. Now that they have all this interest money that they've fucking pulled for the last 13 years, they don't need to have the main money ever bring in another dime. They are now liquid. They don't have to fucking worry about it. They've stolen enough. And by stolen, I mean fraudulently or unethically drawn money off of the people who are suffering from this disease and would give anything for their relatives to be fixed or better or even just comfortable. But all that research denied by you each year taking $100,000 from us and never dispersing it to a charity of any kind. You became the front men for a charity that you haven't found out the right charity yet. This Goldilocks charity wouldn't exist, by the way, only to justify you not dispersing this money until you found the right one, the very right special Goldilocks, not too warm, not too cold, just right charity you can give the money to until just about when your money would perpetually make money on that interest account that we can't go looking for because we're not allowed because you're legit, and we can't tax it because it's part of your earnings off of this 501(c)(3). It's a scheme that only a heartless piece of shit would make because it's unethical, but it's not illegal. So if you think a scumbag preacher like Benny Hinn or those guys who hate on the gays and steal money from people and just take money from the public because they're legally able to do whatever they want to do, because for some reason in this country it's legal to take 10% of a person's fucking paycheck every week just so long as you put God on the billboard outside the carny show you're running. If you think that's fucked up, that's what Jirard Khalil and his dumb fucking family did. The people with fucking Alzheimer's and the families of people with Alzheimer's every year. Oh, yeah, slime bags detected. That's exactly right, Robocop. That's exactly right. Oh my God, Egon, he's fallen upon hard times. Right the nipple. Right my robo nipple. They are scumbags. You're right. Take that. 80s technology. Ah, nuke. Just what I needed. Any other evidence in here? Fake driver's license. Oh my God. So many crimes. Decaf coffee. Total crime. I am stopping all the crimes. Printer ink. That is a scam and a racket. But yeah. So now here's the thing. Carl Jobst, and man, the first commenter on his on his video is fucking amazing. The dude goes, unless you're speed running and doing an exceptional speed run, you do not want Carl Jobst making a video about your ass. Goodbye, creep. Ba 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 Robocop. I am Robo. Cop is my name. My last name is Robo. Or Cop is a cop. I think it's Cop. TPS reports. Incriminating documents. These are supposed to be filed Monday. It is now Khalil's Day, which is a future date that I made up. What I have done is unethical, but it is not illegal. Do 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 do. I'd buy those for $1. Power to the people. Crime evidence, because there was crimes here. And I have uncrimed this place. That's too many outlets. You are committing all kinds of crimes. Public theft of public utilities is a crime. All right, let's uncrime these fuckers. Here goes uncrime time. Okay. You know what? No, bitch. That ain't right. How do I? No, I shot each of those guys in the head. Oh, hey, Mini Train, what's going on? Yeah, well, I don't like being that guy on the internet. For a long time, I was just the only things I really talked about, honestly, were WADA, and that's it. Because, that affects pricing of games, and that affects what I do. I had to watch two lovely ladies that were my wife's family die. This is, by the way, these losses I'm talking about aren't just some theoretical losses in the past. These are people who I know, who I watched deteriorate. Well, this fucking bearded cocksucker sat there on a pile of fucking money like a dragon, collected his coins, knowing he was waiting for the payoff date. When that interest rate money becomes $600,000, that little Easter egg you can skim it off becomes $600,000. He can skim off what? $35K a year? That's somebody's fucking money, right? And now that money's growing, all it is growing. And they don't have to tell us anything about that money. So for the first 3 years, they could have stole the whole pot. We don't know. They could have just lifted it, put it in their thing, and call themselves the charity they gave to. Because they don't have to report that. They just report that they were doing it. So, yeah, let me just say that I feel for you if you've had any kind of people who've had Alzheimer's in your life, because you know what I'm talking about. And if you gave to Jirard Khalil's charity stream, because notice, it was about indie games and all that. I'd rather him set up a fucking Indiegogo account and just take the money and run. That at least has some dignity to it, because you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. Jirard Khalil's been pretending to be the completionist. You know what he completely did? He completely fucked over people like my grandmother-in-law and my great-grandmother-in-law. And on his mom's fucking name, too. Which, by the way, that's pretty fucking low, dude. But if I had to guess, and it's because, well, honestly, they were more miffed that she died, and I'm sure he thinks he deserves that money. I deserve to never have to work again in my life because my mom died from a debilitating disease we don't have a cure for. Or maybe he honestly didn't know, but it sure seems like he knew, because every year he said, our money goes to various charities around the world. Oh, it's a global charity, huh? That money didn't leave a fucking bank account, and that interest coming off of that account can go into another account which I imagine is what you're doing, because that's the only thing that makes fucking sense for somebody who doesn't spend a fucking cent. And by the way, when they do make this disbursement, don't be fucking fooled. Don't think that this was a $600,000 or $800,000 fucking donation to an Alzheimer's charity. It fucking wasn't. It was social cover for what they did that was unethical but not illegal. So fuck them guys. Fuck the completionists. If you're subscribed to them, unsubscribe, and do not ever give these fucking charlatans money. Okay? What they're doing is unethical, but it's not illegal. So they're not breaking the law by taking your money, but you are a fucking gumpty idiot. You're a numpty if you give them a single cent of your hard-earned cash, or worse, for somebody you have in your life that would benefit from an actual cure or a solution or just a treatment to be found for these things. You're not giving them money to somebody who gives a shit about your nana, your auntie, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your daddy. They don't give one fucking evil fucking molecule of their evil black fucking money grubbing hearts. They don't care. What they care about is the cha-ching for the time they lost one person. And by the way, you have the money. We're not asking you to donate 1,000. In fact, he says that kind of shit the whole fucking way through, which should have been a fucking red flag. We need your money. It doesn't matter. You can donate $1. It doesn't matter. You have that dollar. Yeah. No, we don't. You do. You fucking took it. And then because we gave it to you thinking that you guys were choosing the very best charity, you still haven't. And by the way, they still haven't. And by the way, the only way this is going to get fucking any traction in the media or anything like that is if they somehow grow a fucking conscience, or if these scum fucks decide that shame is a part of their lives, which, by the way, it ain't. It ain't. All right? Why does Jirard Khalil seem like such a great guy? Because you have to have that guy as your fucking front man for any con scheme. Watch Leverage. You'll know. You need a Sam Ash. That's his brother. And you need a front man. You know? You need a grease man. And the grease man is the guy who goes, "Hi, guys. I like completing video games. Aren't I great? Gee, why'd your best friend quit?" We're never going to talk about that. And also, I'm going to erase every video that fucker was in. And it was because he wasn't going to let him make money off those videos in the future. Why was that? Doesn't that seem weird? Doesn't that seem like that money would go to him? So at first I thought, oh, he's being a prick. He's being Cartman. Like he made up the fish dicks joke. But it ain't that. It was fucking worse. I guarantee you. You know who you need to talk to, Carl? You want me to give you a good idea? Some ordinary gamer? Call Greg. Greg was there during the time when they were both off the books and when they miraculously got on the books. Gee, I imagine if I found out 2 years into something that I had my name connected to for the benefit of someone's mom who I thought this was legit, would I quit? If I had an ethical bone in my body, I would. Especially when I know for a fact the Khalil family, who run this whole fucking organization, I didn't see Greg's name on anything when they filed. So maybe it wasn't being just fucking completely altruistic. Greg's like, "Hey, fucker, you're going to do this and leave me out? I'm half of this fucking show. No, I'll show you. I'm the show." And now he's got a slush fund full of fucking money to sue him. And so why wouldn't he just leave? This is all conjecture on my part. Allegedly, all of this is true, but I know people. And like I said at the beginning, I explained why I know shitbags. I've dealt with them. Okay? I've been the victim of one. And apparently two now. And by the way, yes, I do consider my family a victim of their fucking unethical bullshit. All right? Because we would have given them, if I'd known he was doing it for dementia and Alzheimer's, I'd have given him money. I didn't. But I would have had I known that was the cause instead of just indie gaming. I felt the way he did Greg was wrong. I thought it was just a fucking a typical fucking money grubbing bullshit move for a clout chasing fucking YouTuber. Oh shit. Yeah, he seems nice, but when the fucking rubber hits the road, it becomes another situation. Though I have friends in that situation, so I'm not going to mention it. But it's like, no, you don't own this. I own this. And because I own this, I can do what I want. So you can quit, but you're not getting a part of the filthy lucre that I'm about to make. And you better not say nothing. And he's like, fuck you. I'm going to say everything. Okay? I'll sue and I'll win. Because I have the money and you don't have the money. I have the clout and you don't have the clout. When we go to, I guarantee you, things like this. We go to conventions, I'm going, and you're in the room. Or if you're coming, with me, by the way, Greg, you're an also ran. You're the guy with the completionist. The show's called The Completionist, isn't it? It's not called Completionist with Greg Wilmot. It ought to have been. You know? The Completionist should have been the theme of the show, not the guy. And again, this is all conjecture, but it all seems, now that I see that his fucking brother had the nuts, the big hairy nuts to say, yeah, you know where that beard's going now? His big fucking balls where he goes, what we do may seem unethical, but it's not illegal. As if that were the fucking limit for what a decent human being would do when dealing with folks with a fucking disease. You goddamn bastards, man. Fuck them forever. And I hope, and I pray that nothing bad happens to them on the side of like disease, because I happen to know what it's like. You know, do they deserve it? That's not me to judge. That's not me to judge if they deserve to get exactly what they've been fucking denying people this whole time. What I hope, and I've fervently hoped this, is I've hoped for everyone who seems to be a shitbag in this world. One day, Jirard and family, I hope karma finds you. I hope it finds you and you're doing well and you're living high on the hog and you're just loving life, you're high-fiving and have nothing to worry about. I hope karma finds you then. That's all I hope. All right, this time for the Gipper. You made it, lady. You made it. Okay, give me all your money, and I'll put it to a charity that'll get her healed up. Meh, 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 meh. See? Unethical, but not illegal. Who the fuck are you, Wario? God damn. And, by the way, Carl, you want to talk to Greg. That's who you want to talk to. I guarantee you he knows all about this shit. That would be my guess. If I were a cop, that's who I'd go talk to. I would have nothing to do with his fucking family, because you already know what they believe is what they did was unethical but not illegal. Maybe it was illegal. We don't know. I think claiming that you're giving money to a global charity every time that you steal money from people is fraud. Racketeering, if you're fucking including a bunch of other people in this shit. I wonder, because you can't find out where those disbursements from those accounts that have just been the the interest go to. I don't know if they've given that money to anyone. You know, they could have given that money to a serial killer to go kill people's parents. We don't know. We don't know what they did with that money, and we'll never know because it's not legally able to be found out. Isn't that fucked? You'll never know what that money went to for real. It's best if you imagine it went to lattes and video games and shit. Why does he have a fucking solid gold fucking Zelda machine in his house? Gee, I don't know. He's just a better YouTuber than me. Makes better content for sure. Well, I would too if I could afford a goddamn red camera, which I most likely got off the interest from fucking stealing $100,000 a year from the fucking public. Gee, no, but he's just doing things right. I've decided not to go with Maker Studios. Yeah, because they'd fucking require you to audit yourself when fucking shit like this happens. Sorry, Billy Idol, you didn't make it. Should have chosen to be in the right gang. The police gang. The Robo-Police gang. OCP. Fucking remember the name. Swearing in public is disturbing the peace. Sentence is death. Stop smoking. You blew up a grenade and I'm on fire. Still. All right, asshat. Come here. That's probably my favorite fucking thing in this game is to fucking... Which button punches? Is it this button? No. There we go. I'll punch my way through. Nope, you're right. That's a support beam. I can't punch through a stud like that. That's a support stud. It would not work. I'm not strong enough. My robo isn't strong enough to do that shit. I will say this game is one of the best fucking things to happen to reduce stress because, like, I can remember the music they played at Steph's great grandmother's funeral. I can remember the music they played at the funeral. You know what I mean? I know what it sounds like to have family crying around them, and thinking how much of a fucking blessing it was to have their when they finally died. How much of a blessing it felt like. How much of both the saddest day of your fucking life and how much of a relief it was that they were no longer living a fucking maddening existence. And her grandmother and granddad were kind of hoarders. The grandmother who died from Alzheimer's. And their greatest worry in the family, this is fucked up, but I'm going to tell them. Because fucking, you know what? Jirard, this is the shit that you did, okay? This is kind of people, this is kind of desperation you preyed on. They were worried that because they were both kind of getting on in years, and he was disabled and she had Alzheimer's, that they were one day going to find them just dead in the house. And their dogs had eaten them, you know? That's how fucked up it is, right? Now, if somebody came along who seems like a nice guy, you know, he's like such a nice guy. Fine. I don't know why your face armor gives you body armor, but it does. Okay, that's fine. Video games, right? Because video games, Dan. What? His dick is armored too? You're the emperor of what? Oh, the emperor of ketchup? You're emperor of tomato ketchup? Yeah, it looks like it. Really? Bury me with my money. He doesn't even have fucking pants on. All right, he didn't have pants on. He's still just standing there taking 50 fucking caliber shots to the knee. Game, you need to fucking step up your game, buddy. So yeah, that's my fury spent about that shit. But that's pretty much all I wanted to do was get out some aggression and talk about a fucking piece of shit who didn't act illegally, but may have acted in what we might think is unethical. Hey, buddy, let me tell you. Yeah, it was fucking unethical. You piece of shit. And tell your brother he's a piece of shit too. And everybody on your fucking board of directors who all got paid. By the way, they take fucking salaries. For what? You don't disperse any money. All I can see that you did was fucking suck dick of the fucking indie developers that you like so much and then didn't give the money to anyone. By the way, anybody who's been on his fucking show, and I saw Jamie Lee Curtis on there. God damn, dude. Jamie Lee, I know you're a decent person. I know you wouldn't put up with this shit. Okay? I saw Trading Places. But in all seriousness, what the fuck? And by the way, some TMZ bullshit's gonna happen. Did you know, Jamie Lee, that you were fucking helping out somebody who's stealing from fucking, and that's what it's gonna come out as. And there we go. There's a collateral for this. And by the way, they only acted unethically. They didn't act illegally. Can I please heal myself? What? Am I hallucinating these? Oh, I must be. Oh, because I was shot in the head. No, I was murdered. I am now a robot. Uh-oh. He shouldn't. I'm a robot. Okay. Scrambling the giblets. Made sure there were giblets everywhere. Blue steel. Uh-oh, this asshole. No. Oh, I heard you, but I do not give no shits. Swears to nuke. Okay, this was an hour of me ranting and playing Robocop. We'll finish this level up and we'll actually do a complete stream soon. Um, Thanks for listening if you listened. And fuck you, Completionist, and that fucking bullshit open hands charity. I like to open hand fucking smack all of you in the fucking face with my ring hand. So you know what I say? Keep it retro. You know, like back when we had fucking ethics. Peace.